For all of your sports in Lorain, keep your TV tuned to TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to begin tonight's festivities for the Lorain High Titans Marching Band Senior Night. First, representing the class of 2019, we have Corey Armstrong with escorts Rich and Patricia Armstrong. Jimlix Claudio being escorted by Natasha Diaz, Maria Sanchez, and Fabian Perez. Kyle Zapp being escorted by Eric and Shelly Zack and Wesley Zack. Tyler Gargas being escorted by Deidre and Bruce Gargas. Lysandra Gomez being escorted by Tina Gonzalez, Sandy Gomez, Alexander Gomez, and Jemiah Greenhill. Next up for the class of 2019, Chris Gonzalez being escorted by Chris Gonzalez Sr. and Omar Torres. Next up is Travis Hicks being escorted by Leah Gimbel, John Engel, Jonathan Hicks, Kathy Hicks, Holly Lachowski, and Sherry Gimbel. Gabriella Jackson being escorted by Jennifer Dennis and Logan Jackson and Erica Price. Madison Jones being escorted by Tamara Jones, Loretta Jones, and Will Smith. Next up, we have Emily Kudo being escorted by Debbie Flowers, Kenneth Flowers, Jennifer Gladding, and James Gladding. Molly Codman is being escorted tonight by Jeff and Nicole Codman, Aiden and Liam Codman. Next up is Marlena LeBoy, being escorted by Amanda Kovacs and Melinda LeBoy. Next to the class of 2019, Alana Lopez, being escorted by Heather, Angel, Adriana, Larissa, Brianna, Joseph, Jeremiah, Jacob, and Angelina. Next up is Kalia Mayer, being escorted by Camilla, Simone, and Ishmael. Jada McCall being escorted by Sharita, Aaliyah, and Nod. Carmen Navales being escorted by Beatrice Velez and Hector Navales. Next up for the class of 2019, Xavier Olioa, escorted by Sandra Roman, Karina Watson, Alexis Oila, and Keith Watson. Next up, we have Maya Pappas being escorted by Mark and Jen Pappas. Nathan Perez being escorted by Alicia Lazon and Richard Lazon. Fabian Perez is being escorted by Jeanette Rivera, Jaden Perez, Damian Perez, Devin Lopez, and Maria Ortiz. Next up for the class of 2019 is Caitlin Ramey Rowland, being escorted by Mike Rowland, Julie Ramey, and Shane Ramey Rowland. Next up, we have Kiara Riggins, being escorted by Anita Henry, Eric Barmas Jr., and Ivy Dode. Next up is Ferdinand Rivera, being escorted by Edian Rodriguez, Edith Ortiz, Ferdinand Rivera, Jose Carrion, Moises Segura, and Marie Alvarez. Next up for the Titans Marching Band is Genesis Marrero, being escorted by Lynette Alvarez and Liz Marie Marrero. Next we have Julissa Vargas, being escorted by Sonia and Julio Vargas, and her brother Omar Vargas is joining the crew. Next we have Kiara White, who's being escorted by Corey Ferguson. Next up for the class of 2019 is Tejana Whitfield, being escorted by Kiana Noble, Tasia Whitfield, and Terry Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for your Lorain High Titans marching band and the class of 2019.
Hi, my name is George Click. I'm 16 years old and in 10th grade at Lorain High School. I'm studying video production through Lorain High's Career Tech Education program. My first class was video production itself, and my second class was web design. I have a big imagination. Video production is a great release for it. The program is fun, interactive, and hands-on. You learn about the cameras and their functions in a comfortable environment. You spend a lot of time editing video using Adobe Photoshop and Premiere. My video production instructor, Mr. Trout, helped me a lot. He helps you with anything you need help with. He's good at explaining how things work. Taking this video production class is what really made me want to go into this field. This program at Lorain High helped give me confidence. I now know that this is what I want to do, and it's all thanks to Lorain High's Video Production Career Tech program.
Good evening and welcome to George Daniel Field. It's week 10 of high school football. And tonight, the Lorain Titans host LEL foe Shaw Cardinals in white with red pants, navy blue helmets with the white stripe. And Shaw will kick off from the south end of the field. Number 16, Martin Romero, will put his instep into the ball. Deep for Lorain, number 1, Tyshawn Lighty. Number 2, Dalen Dower. That one's going to bounce along, be picked up by one of the up men. That is Cario Edwards, who gets it out to about the 30. Got snowed under there. That's where the Titans will put it in play. Jay Ferguson here along with Tom Bauer. And Tom, you know, tonight gives us an opportunity, number 1, to spotlight the seniors on this roster. You know, many of them have been varsity players for 3 years. And
there's a lot of good ones out there that I think Lorain is going to miss next year. Their defense and their offensive line.
Number 2, you know, these guys are playing for a winning record. Ball officially spotted at the 34, which is where we'll start. And it starts with a freshman. Jacob Addis is up front. Tarpley and Lucas are guards. Alzier and Martinez are the tackles. Jordan Jackson, straight back. Wants Zach Evans, pulls it in, breaks away, first down and more, out near the 50.
No, that was a super catch.
Yeah, well,
he's 6'4" already, and if he had to go up there another 4 foot to catch it.
To catch a wet football.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we didn't get a chance to talk about the weather. Right at the 50, gain of 16 and a first down. Jackson's first pass complete. It's Dower behind Lighty in the eye. Jackson under center, near side Edwards.
This usually is a sweep.
Fake wants to throw, rolling, gets away, throws just before the 50, intended for Cario Edwards, incomplete. Cario kind of in self-defense there, knocked that one down. Jordan did a good job of getting rid of it. It'll be 2nd and 10, and you know,
he's become more aware of the yard line. He has grown this season, I think, more than any other player out there. Yes.
And you know, the game plan tonight has been, let's throw it all over the yard. We got a couple of senior wide receivers out there, in Edwards and Evans. We've seen them in the first 2 plays. And in talking to Coach, I know that, he likes the air anyhow. And first run of the game, and it is Dalen Dower, breaks a tackle, bounces it to the outside. Got 6 or 7 before he's stays inbounds. Down to the 42, it looks like.
I think that stiff arm got him another yards after stiff arm. Yeah, because he was back there probably for about a 10-yard loss.
Right.
Let's see if we got a replay on that one. That was a great stiff arm.
Titans quickly to the line on 3rd and 2. Evans alone over here on the short side. Lighty out with Devontae Jackson on the top.
There's a conversation going on there with Lighty and Jackson.
Cairo Smith in the backfield. Straight back bubble screen. Devontae Jackson first down and more. Ducks under 1, hit by the second down inside the 40. There's a late flag thrown from Oberlin.
Was that the hit, you think?
I think it's going to be on number 9. Block in the back. It's going to be on Cairo Smith. So now let's see where they mark it from. Do they mark it from the end of the play or from the line of scrimmage? I wish I wish I could say there was some consistency in this. Now the one man's what? Okay, now he walks back to the line and then walks. Okay, so I'm not sure when it's marked from the spot and when it's marked from the line. And I've been doing this for a few years, Tom. So the penalty takes it back across the 50 to the 47 and makes it 3rd and 12. And incidentally, the penalty had nothing to do with the run.
Oh. Yeah.
Smith on the near. Let's see. Now the clock. Now they're talking. 10:37 to go. One official looking up at the scoreboard.
I mean, the news has been full of NFL officials, so there as a topic of discussion around this area now.
Well, you see that the Browns got another apology from the NFL for the Baker Mayfield helmet-to-helmet hit. And the official who missed the illegal procedure got fired.
Yes, think about that.
Nobody gets fired once you're in professional sports.
That must have not been his first mistake.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Safe to say. So now they start the clock. I don't know what the discussion was about. Evans is out to the near side. Lighty inside of him. Jackson straight back. Looks for Cairo Smith on a screen, and it's covered.
Evans is wide open, but it's going to be over his head.
Yeah, so was Henry Patterson, and he caught it, but he was 5 yards out of bounds, and he's the special teams coach. So now it's 4th and 12. 13 make it, actually, I guess.
You know, I looked at Shaw's record. They're not doing well. 3 and
6.
3 and 6, but they have a better defensive thing than some of the much better than Bedford in their defensive stats.
4th down, no indication for a punt. Shaw had a deep man. Now he runs up to join the defense.
Has punted out of this.
Yes, he has. Straight back, double dribble, picks it up, rolling. Jackson looks to get rid of it, does, and it's actually Zach Evans broke up the interception, which is going to cost the Titans about 20 yards.
Yeah.
Because instead of it at the 32, it'll be at the 47 of Lorain, where Shaw takes over 1st down. Once Jordan didn't catch the snap cleanly, the timing of that was all disrupted, and Zach was open, but Jordan was also running for his life at that point. So 1st and 10 for Shaw. They come out under. Oh no, they're in the gun. Number 7, Tayon Hollowell is the QB. Give up the middle. Number 1, Trevon Worship. Down to the 40 for a gain of about 7. Titans defensively, we've got Dominic Delapola starting over the ball tonight. Nate Melendez and Malik McCall, a couple of senior defensive ends. Kelvin Torres, Cairo Smith, a couple of senior inside linebackers. Jalen Cheers and Zach Evans, a couple of senior outside linebackers. Delapola was first one there. Torres cleaned him up. That was Worship again, and it's going to be a yard short. Shaw gets the play from the sideline, wants to play fast. It's 3rd and 2.
They're going very up-tempo, and they've been in 3 different formations.
Secondary, the safeties are Devin Zarinsky, a senior, and Javon Manning, the sophomore, who had the big game last week. That pass is bounced, and it was ruled
an incomplete.
Because there was no one able to look down the line and see it, I think, Tom. I don't know. We're working with a skeleton crew a little bit tonight, so I don't know if we have
a replay on that one.
But Shaw's ready to go again. So let's stay live.
Hey, what you got, old man?
4th and 2. Straight ahead, the QB. He's going to have the 1st down. That is Hollowell down to the 36. Stop the clock, move the chains on a pickup of four when they needed 2.
You remember the Shaw game last year when
It was cold and muddy and ugly.
And raining, kind of
Yep.
like it is a little harder than it is tonight. But they ran the ball successfully last year until they thought they had to pass. And I think Tayshawn Lighty saved the game with a couple interceptions.
Well, the other thing that I remember about that game is Justin Sturgill was injured in the first half, and we played the whole second half with Dalen Dower as our quarterback. And we ran sweep right and sweep left. And the one time they didn't run it, he pulled it out and threw a touchdown pass to his brother. And if it didn't get any weirder than that, on the extra point, Blake Bartlemay, the kicker, caught a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Gain of 4 on first down. Shaw looks to the sideline. 2 receivers near side, 2 receivers far side. Single setback is Worship. Now they got motion. Jet sweep. Here it comes. He's going to have the corner. There's a flag behind the play as Cam Davis stripped the interference. Cheers was there first. Cairo Smith filling. And holding is going to be the call on Shaw. Now, somebody down there got thumped in the chest by the runner. That was Jaden Williams, who got up and, out of frustration, smacked one of the Titans. Yeah. But it's coming back anyhow.
They had all the pressure on Cheers on that one because is he containing? Is he going to cut up? And that's a hard thing to stop.
Here it is. And the flag has already been thrown. Davis turned him back. And now if we're still alive here, boom, there it was. It was Cairo Smith that he hit. That's not a wise decision.
No. Cairo will be out for revenge legally, cleanly, but he's a hard hitter.
Hollowell wants to throw. First pass of the night is up in the air, incomplete. Zarinsky with the initial hit. Also on the scene was Zach Evans. 88. 3rd and 20. 7:56 to go. First quarter clock stopped. I think the rain has stopped as well. I'm not seeing any in the lights, and I'm not seeing any hit the umbrellas in front of us.
But this is a typical end of the season kind of a game.
Oh.
Whoa, there's a gang rush.
Oh, that's picked. Zach Evans with the interception, and then
he fumbled the ball.
He was down by contact, hit the ground, and then fumbled it. Evans with the pick at the 45. Turns it over right there. 1st and 10, Lorain. So,
we have talked about Evans's offensive pass catching, but he has played some stout defense also.
Yes, he has. And I'm not sure, in terms of questionable calls, I'm not sure why the quarterback, when he was being pushed 8 yards backwards, wasn't called for in the grasp. But I'll take the interception, and so will Zach. He's on the near side, split 25 outside the hash. Far side, Edwards is in front of Lighty. Isaiah McDowell in the backfield along with Dower. Sweep reverse to Lighty, 40, 35, cuts it back inside, 20, down inside the 20. Sincere Sowell makes the tackle, but it's 1st and 10, Lorain in the red zone at the 16. That was just really nicely blocked and set up. I think Lighty was around the corner before they knew he had the ball. And McDowell, he's looking for somebody to hit. He's out in front. And that was just Phil from the other side of the field that finally got Tyshawn down. I formation, McDowell, the up back. Dower 7 yards back. Isolation play. Dower into the lane and down to about the 12.
Shaw's defense is geared to stop that. There's more people on that line than has to be.
Well, we've laughed in years past about the LEL defense. We're going to send more than you can block, and we dare you to throw to one-on-one guys out on the wing. And Edwards is out there all by himself with a cornerback to the far side. Instead, straight again, it's Dower. Bounces in the hole, makes a cut, makes first man miss. Down inside the 10 to about the 6, close to a first down. They've stopped the clock. I'm not sure if it's for the measurement. Nope, they signal first down. So first and goal for the Titans. Dalen lost his towel on the play. They wind the clock. I formation again. Turn, toss, sweep. Dower cuts it up, makes a man miss, gets down inside the 5. Nice sure-handed tackle by 55, Amethyst Bland.
Amethyst. That,
Yeah, how's that?
an old Dutch name?
It's a gemstone. I don't. My wife likes amethysts.
Who's on the?
Somebody down for Lorain in the vicinity of the tackle. I'm not sure if that's Dalen. From this angle, they all looked.
Yeah, you got the pink socks on. I think
I
that
think
is
it is,
him.
but I mean, with the rear end
Yeah,
up in the
right,
air,
right.
you can't tell. We'll see it again. Oh no, we're back locked. I'm sorry. Savon Chavis out for the Titans tonight again with the shoulder. Also missing for various and sundry reasons. Yeah. Colin Thomas, Mark Rodriguez, the place kicker, and Adrian Mills.
I was hoping for an attempted field goal tonight.
Yeah, well, you know, we got what you're going to see is a freshman kicker.
Oh.
And, of course, you know who else has been lobbying for a kick, was practicing before the game on the extra point and didn't miss any that I saw, was Isaiah McDowell.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Dower gets
Yeah.
up. Looks like it might have been a stinger, the way he's carrying his left arm.
Is McDowell a head-on, square-toed kicker, or is he a soccer man himself?
He did both.
Okay. Okay.
He's amphibious.
He'd give his left arm to be ambidextrous.
Yeah. So Titans mosey on up. It's second and goal from the 4. Edwards is out near the visitors' bleachers. He's so far out there. Cairo Smith now in the backfield next to Jackson along with McDowell. And this Isaiah, short round, hits the first man, spins off down to about the 2.
See, they got the 2 fullbacks in there now with Cairo Smith and McDowell.
Well, your backup,
Yeah.
you know, your backup quick guy is Chavis, and he's not in uniform. Yeah. Now Lighty comes in, but he's going to be on a wing to the far side. I think if you put him on the near side wing and brought him in motion, he could pretty much score before they knew he had the ball. But now they're going to split him out between timeout Lorain, as that just took too long. And better safe than sorry down here, third and goal at the 2.
Well, you've seen Lighty switching from side to side to side, so there had to be some miscalling out there.
Now Dower comes back jogging into the huddle. Yes, that's Matt Killian out there along with Coach Mack talking things over. You know, out there in that offensive huddle, you've got senior Art Lucas, senior Yusuf Alzier, senior Jace Tarpley, senior Darian Martinez, 4/5 of the offensive line that have done the dirty work and helped Dower to his second straight 1,000-yard season. So there's some of the guys we're going to be missing. Yusuf has been a 2-year starter on the line. The other 3 just this year, but they've done a pretty good job. Also, Cario Edwards is a senior and captain. Bubble screen, Lighty.
What a move.
That was unbelievable. And Tyshawn Lighty to the house. He jumped sideways.
Yes, I don't even know what to call that.
It's a video game move is what it is. I mean, you push the right button or the combination of buttons and the guy jumps sideways. Here it is, from field level, no less. Look at this. Whoops. I mean, he didn't just make the guy miss. The guy didn't touch him.
Yeah.
Now, this is an interesting formation. everybody to the right. 4 receivers. Lighty, Smith, Edwards, and Evans. Let's see if they run it to the left with Dower, who's the only setback.
Well, he could walk in.
Yeah.
Watch, there's one guy out there.
That's not going to help.
Just throw the ball. Just throw the ball. It's an extra point. Just throw the ball. Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, it's hard to be downfield.
Yeah.
And obviously the extra point no good. And Jordan's had a couple snaps go through the hands, maybe getting back there a little. Those are good snaps.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing wrong with the freshman center.
No. He's been the most pleasant surprise of the season. You know, you talked about Jordan Jackson growing up. Well, I'll tell you, Jacob Addis has been everything you wanted and more as a freshman playing center. Mom is in front of us smiling. Isaiah McDowell tees it up for Lorain.
Remember we talked last week about maybe kicking from the hash.
Now, and he is.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that means because I've never seen Isaiah try to kick the ball more than extra point distance. I was explaining to him tonight, he was trying to lobby for an extra point. And I was explaining to him about Doug Flutie in the last drop kick in the NFL on his last game. McDowell to kick. End over end and caught by one of the Titan coaches.
Coach Killian caught that, I think.
I think that's Coach Joyner.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't recognize him without his shorts.
So maybe I think that was probably intentional. They moved him over to the hash mark to make sure he could get it out of bounds. So the Shaw Cardinal will take over 1st and 10 at the 35, which is a whole lot worse field position than when they held on downs at the Lorain 47 on their first possession. But they gave it back on an interception, and the Titans took it 45 yards for the score. Now Matt Weatherspoon, another senior, over the ball. 5'8" and 165 pounds of heart. Snap back, gives straight ahead. Hi, this is Calvin Torres, and this is my last game.
He found a little hole in there and was in there before they even knew he was on the blitz.
Deshaun Davis, senior running back from Shaw, number 5, got the ball and ran into a brick wall. Oh!
I'm not sure that was a blitz or just a read. He found that gap.
It was a great guess. Snap back, bringing it to this side and cut back. So win for the offense.
See, that's the guess. And sometimes if you guess
Manning
wrong.
Grabs on, and they wrestle Davis to the ground, but he's across the 50 for a big gain to the 33 of Lorain. Gain of 34.
Yeah.
And a first down for the Cardinal. And that was the same play to the other side, but he bounced it back in the hole.
Yes.
And it cut back against the grain and made a nice read and a big run.
Blitzing your backers is a gamble.
Yep. Swinging it out wide outside of Evans, and that's another big game, but the ball's on the ground, and Zach Evans has got it again. The pass was to Jaden Williams, number 2, and he got outside of Zach, and Zach wasn't going to catch him. But he didn't give up on the play. And as as the offensive man slows down, Zach gets in. I mean, you see, he just got beat wide. Now he's going to chase it down, and he pulled it loose and then fell on the ball.
I think he may have been the one that just, you said he pulled that off of him.
Oh, yeah. So Devin Zarinsky is the player that slowed the runner enough for Zach. Another couple of the Lorain seniors. Devin, of course, comes over from Avon this year, and Zach from Elyria Catholic. Jackson's in the end zone, 1st and 10 from the 5-4. Snap back, straight back, wanting to throw, wanting it all. Now he's going to pull it down, make a move right at the goal line, try to get outside, and you got a takedown on the down marker, which means to me that that's a new crew because he didn't know enough to let go.
And get out of there.
Yeah. And now we've got
Now you're gonna have to try to put it back together again.
now we've got one that goes around the corner, one of the ends of the chain. It's got a little bit of an obtuse angle in it for all of you geometry. And the down marker is 3 feet tall. Oh, and that's why you drop them.
And for the safety of the runner.
It was Big Bubba Smith that, was responsible for a lot of the regulations with those, because he ruined his career being caught in a chain in an NFL game. The old Baltimore Colts defensive end from Michigan State. And, his knee turned into spaghetti after that. So there's triage going on down on the 5. The little tiny 2 means it's second down in lowercase. Snap back, give straight ahead. Dower to the outside 10. First down out near the 20. That was all yards after contact.
That was smart to give him the ball straight ahead. No chance of getting caught for the safety, and he made himself 20 yards.
15-yard gain makes it first and 10 for Lorain. 4:15 to go, and the clock just gets wound. Dower behind McDowell with Jackson under center. Snap back, reverse, and then back to Lighty, who bobbled that and then had to go back the other way. Going to be caught for about a 5-yard loss. 4 or 5, depending on whether or not you're reading the top of the down marker or the bottom.
Is the pole not even a pole there? He has that hanging around his neck, maybe?
What's that?
The down marker.
No, it's I think the bottom of the pole, or the top of the pole is there.
Okay.
It's at the official's shoulder, however. Now, Edwards off. Lighty out to the near side with Evans outside of him. 2 setbacks on 2nd and 14. Evans on the bubble. Lighty with a big block. Oof. That was a hit by Tyshawn Lighty. 5'10", 180, and he's neither. But the block springs Zach Evans outside the 25 to about I'm not sure, now that you mention it, I'm not sure if there is a stick there.
I think he's just holding it.
So it's third and short. Is that fair to say? Shaw with everybody in the box, and Isaiah McDowell. They say low pads wins. That makes Isaiah a winner as he gets across the 30 to the 33, moved the sticks, and he was hit behind the line.
But he starts off lower than that, and that's the way a good running back does when you're compensating for his size.
Absolutely. Colts had another old running back out of Kent by the name of Don Nottingham.
That's who I was trying to think of his
built
name,
like Isaiah McDowell. They called him the human bowling ball.
Or cannonball, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackson's got McDowell and Lighty, or that's Dower, excuse me. Dower bounces off the first one, going to get 2 out to the 35. 2:10 to go as the clock ticks. 6-0 Lorain on a 2-yard bubble screen to Tyshawn Lighty following a Zach Evans interception. Now Devontae Jackson in as a 4th wide receiver, and McDowell comes out. Now Dower's going to split out, so empty backfield. Now Lighty goes in motion, jet sweep, and nothing there.
I'm an advocate for some of these situations. You got to run that option like they did last week.
They haven't really done that. Now no gain on that one. 3rd and 8 at the 35. Tom, I was reading an article this morning about how many times teams in the college football have gone for it on 4th down. I was stunned. 21% of the time. Straight back, bubble, Lighty hitting the backfield, and that's not good.
No, that's Dower.
Or that is Dower. Lighty was out there on the block. Dower hitting back to the 30. Loss of 5. And then there is, the age-old question is answered. There is a stick under the 4. 4th down. punt time, 50 seconds to go, clock running. Jackson drops back 10 yards. Kelvin Torres, the long snapper. Now, Dower is the up man. And I know that Coach McFarland doesn't like to practice plays he doesn't run. Now, it's 4th and 13. However, okay, here's the last man, and it's Malik McCall. Now, here comes not the second to last man, because here's Isaiah McDowell. We didn't have a whole right side of the line. There's the flag for delay of game. I was going to say it was 50 seconds when I looked at the clock, and we were all of a sudden down to 15. So the benefit of the doubt had long been used.
Wow.
And, of course, the back judge is back with the punt returners, so he's not where you'd normally expect to find him.
Yeah, because he did still put his hand up at the 5-second time.
But he was clear back on the 30-yard line of Shaw. So Jackson now inside his 15, and it's 4th and 18. High snap, nice catch. Devontae punts it straight up. It's going to land over on the bench. I think that was Savon Chavis trying to catch it. And it's going to be out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Titans just short of the first down after the punt, and it'll go over to the Cardinal. Well, we are putting a pressure on our defense again tonight.
We are.
You know, turned it over on the 47. They were able to get it back with an interception. Had it inside the 10, and Lorain forced a fumble and fell on it. Now, on their third possession, they start on the plus 40. 6-0 Lorain. 4 seconds to go. Unless something funky happens, this will be the last play of the quarter.
Yeah, I don't hope they'd have to wait till halftime to wake this team up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because someone's got to do some talking.
Hollowell got the double wing look. This is the look that Cleveland Heights gave us so much trouble with. Sowell now in the backfield. Gives straight ahead to him. Makes the first man miss. Makes a cut. And Cairo Smith runs him down, but he got half of it down to the 20, as that is the last play of the first quarter. So we've played one at the George. It's 6-0 Lorain, but Shaw in great position, set up 1st and 10 at the 20. We'll be back with more after this timeout.
Stop texting and driving. If not for you, for me.
First and 10 Shaw at the 20-yard line of Lorain. Double wing look. Snap back on the ground. Howell picks it up and gets it out here. That was like a Lorain number 2. And the ball's on the ground, picked up. Oh! The ruling on the field is touchdown. And very interesting.
Wonder if we had an on-the-field camera to catch that one.
We don't have pylon cam like the NFL does. And credit Jaden Williams, who was spinning. And
then there's another flag here. Somebody must have said,
oh, there is?
questioned that call, yeah.
Or the eyesight. Here it is. You'll see the spin. Now, as soon as the ball goes above the white line, it's a touchdown. Now, there's the spin, reaching out. And I'm going to agree with the call, Tom. I don't think it was loose till he put it on the ground.
And that's when.
And it was over the goal. Once it's over, it doesn't matter. So now they'll talk things over. And Coach McFarland wanting to, I know the question he's asking, why did the official closest on the goal line not call it? And whether the explanation was satisfactory or not no longer matters.
Because they're lining up for the extra point. Now, just getting ready to say, no one's covering that slot.
Well, the other piece here is nobody. There was no signal of a penalty.
Yeah.
So they're going to kick the extra point. This is Martin Romero, blocked, and Kelvin Torres threw to get that, but Jalen Cheers was in line to get it next, I think, as that was pretty much of a jailbreak. So on a 20-yard pass at 11:50, the first play of the second quarter, Shaw gets on the board, and the kick was blocked, and we are tied at 6, Tom. And the field position bug
Yes.
that Lorain's been flirting with all night. That time they gave it away at the 40 after the short punt and the penalties.
See, now they're marking off the 15 yards.
Now they are marking off a 15-yarder. There was still no signal. So it had to be unsportsmanlike.
And there was no action because Shaw was actually in their huddle over there, so it had to be something
And it was
said.
back. It was back near the defense. I mean, I'm sure it was a colorful question.
Yeah.
So Romero will put foot into ball at the 45. We had one of these last week and put it in the end zone, Tom.
He finally, remember I said it was his first touchback.
Kind of a pooch, going to hit at the 10, bounce past and go into the end zone.
For their
That's
touchback.
fine. That's fine. It was a great directional kick. And when it hit the ground and kind of skidded, we were better off with it going in the end zone rather than, because you were pinned into that corner.
And they were coming down. It was a case that he may not got back to the 10.
I was going to say, with the short field on the kickoff, also it's a short run for the defenders. So the Titans will start at the 20. By far it's not their worst field position because they started in the end zone
One time.
after the fumble. Addis will be over the ball at the 20. Jordan Jackson at the 15. He's got McDowell. And is that Dower? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Pink socks. Straight back, Jordan over the middle in the hole to Lighty.
That might be all the way.
When we're done here, I think we're going to have an 80-yard TD pass as Tyshawn Lighty is in the house. 13 seconds after the Shaw touchdown. Here it is again, and he just right down the hash mark. Beautiful throw, and as soon as that man missed, forget it.
Yes.
Because the safety who gives chase, number 8, Pitts, reacted up, and so he had to change directions to give chase. And Tyshawn could have beat him to the lake from where he was at. Okay, so now it is an attempt for 2. It's 12-6. Jackson is between McDowell and Dower. Isaiah McDowell inside, and
that was a great fake.
Oh no, that is Jackson is. Oh, you know what? I had McDowell in.
I did. I had him in for
Jackson
2 already.
Got sacked. That is my bad. Wow, that was great fake. So the extra point is no good, and I'm assuming it was to be a pass, but I have no idea, what it broke down so quickly. So the Titans will come back and kick off. Shaw tied it up at 11:50. At 11:37, Lorain went back on top by 6. And that doesn't mean that it took 13 seconds for Tyshawn Lighty to run that 80 yards.
Now they got to play a little defense to get the momentum swinging their way, because you can't have back and forth and back and forth.
And
this turned into a tennis match.
Well, you had the worst of the field position.
Yeah.
So Shaw started at the 35 following the last kick out of bounds. Interesting that it's on the same hash going the other way. McDowell. Now, he looks like he wants to go head on this one, too, doesn't he? There it is, and it's on the track. Cleared one of the JVs. JVs ended their season on Thursday. Now they've got it out at the 40. I'm not sure why it's at the 40.
Is that where it went out of bounds? Is that part of the?
Oh, maybe
part
it
of that?
is.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. Okay. I don't know who tracks that.
Yeah, because he's not in a position to do that.
And the one man behind the kicker doesn't know which side to look at, so he's got to do some hustling. But that's where it's at. 1st and 10 at the 40. Matt Weatherspoon again over the ball between Melendez and McCall. Smith and Torres in the middle. Jalen Cheers and Zach Evans, all seniors up front, the front 7. Quarterback Hollowell in trouble, and that's Cairo Smith.
That was not a blitz. That was just a read.
That's Malik McCall. That's 8 instead of 9.
Yeah.
That was an end, yeah.
Doing what he's supposed to do out there.
Penetrate and contain. He did it very well, too. He just pushed off the tackle. He was standing, alertly. So now with the loss, it's 2nd and 17. Devontae Jackson comes up in tight bump and run on the outside, now backs out of it. Hollowell changes the play, or signals the play at the line. Snap back, throw. Hit him in a bad spot.
Well, he was looking where he was going to run to.
Yep. That's 22, Sam Thomas. And he had a nice cushion there.
Yeah, you have to secure the ball always, no matter where you're at.
Rule number 1 is it doesn't matter how much. Cam Davis was off 8 yards. Still is. Now he comes up within 5. He's obviously not comfortable because he sneaks away, and they look that way again. Hollowell pulls it down, though, makes a man miss, and knocked to the ground out at the 48, it looks like. Fourth and short 2. Straight ahead give, and not going to get it unless they push the pile rugby style. Boy, that was a slow whistle, huh? We knew it's going to be 1st and 10, and they finally
decided who
rugbyed him over the line. 1st and 10, and right at the 50. They started on the 40, so it's got to be a first down. Didn't it used to be a penalty, Tom, if you were pushing from behind, the runner from behind?
Yeah, aiding the runner, that used to be called.
I mean, they called it the Bush push. I remember that when Southern Cal used it to beat Notre Dame, I think.
That's exactly what it was.
Straight back, Hollowell toss, sweep, near side. After a gain of a couple.
Zach made him turn into traffic.
Nate Melendez got there along with Cairo Smith. A whistle and a flag. It's going to be on Shaw. Holding was the outside official on this side. Now he's going to walk it off from the spot, which was the 49, so it's going to make it 1st and 21. Tommy, also everything used to be 15 yards, and it seems so much less punitive at 10.
Yes. Yeah.
1st and 21. Hollowell looks to the sideline. He's back there with Davis, number 5. Twins to each side. Motion now. Switches it's the bubble. Outside to Sowell. Breaks a tackle. He's got the penalty yardage and a couple more back, so it's going to be 2nd down and 8.
You got to make the tackles on those kind of plays.
Make it 2nd and 9 as the gain is to the 49. Gain of 12. I think it's 2nd down. The marker's behind the official.
So here's a case no one's covering this slot over here.
Yep. And that's okay. They didn't throw him the ball. That give was straight ahead to Davis, and he didn't get much. cleaned up by the middle of the defense. Torres was there, Weatherspoon was there. And it's 3rd and 10. Now Shaw's in the...
Now what they've been doing now in this situation, they'll bring Lighty, take him out of the safety position and move him up to cover in those slots.
Right, you've got 3 receivers to the near side. Now Jackson backs off as that's the man on the line moving in to play tight end.
And Zach jumps in as a defensive end.
Straight ahead give. Got about 4 was Hollowell, the quarterback. Melendez is on the bottom of that pile.
Lorain stops them. They get a pretty good field position here.
4th and 6. Lorain 12-6, 8:14 to go. Clock ticking in the second quarter. Each team already with a touchdown in the first 30 seconds of the quarter. Shaw scored on the first play of the quarter. Lorain scored on the first play after the touchback. So 2 plays, 2 touchdowns. Hollowell is going to throw. Pulls it down now, lets it fly. He's got a man out there picked. Is that Javon Manning?
I think it is.
Boy, did
13,
he read
yes.
the quarterback's eyes.
Yes, he did.
Javon Manning makes a play.
Second interception last
had,
week, and now this
had
week.
One last week in the end zone last
Yeah.
week. And this one, look, he just reads this because he jumps in front of the receiver and high-pointed it. Nicely done. And the Titans will take over at the 27. So threat averted in the 3rd Shaw turnover. Evans with an interception and a fumble recovery, and now Manning. And the rain has started once again. Either that or the people in front of us are hypochondriacs.
Nah, I can see the lights.
No,
It's
I
a
can
miss.
too. Jackson. No, that's Lighty and the Wild Titan. Lighty out across the 35 near the 40. He'll have a first down. At the 39, gain of 12, 7:40 to go while they move the sticks.
I said this before, in this McFarland's offense, he can plug any one of those specialty people in any one of those positions.
Jackson now back at quarterback. Bubbles it out to Evans, gets a block from Lighty, 45, stiff arm across the 50, pushed out of bounds, but he's got a first down at the 47. So give him 14 and a first down. This is the kind of game plan that they had against Euclid with the bubble screens and getting it outside of, that was because Euclid's defensive line was so big.
You had to get
This
him away
is
from
just
right.
Shaw with that many in the box. They have 9 in the box, 8 in the box, excuse me. Now that makes it a passing down, right? McDowell takes a licking and keeps on ticking across the 45. Going to have about 3 second downs, under 7 to go in the half. Going to spot it right at the 45, so make it a gain of 2 and 2nd and 8. That's a short second because we can't see the stick. But the other one is straight now, Tom. That's the good news. Jackson has him down. Straight ahead, McDowell again. Down, got about 3 that time, down to the 42. Give him, let's see where they put him officially at the 43. So it'll be 3rd and 6. Now Kelvin Torres comes in to play on the line. I was warned that this might happen. He's got Jace Tarpley at tackle on the right side. Alzier goes back to his usual spot, which is guard. High snap, and that's Dower, double dribbles and then falls on it. The ball being wet has got to affect things, and you've seen it not just in the snaps, but in the quarterback trying to handle it. Dalen's got the gloves on. So it's 4th down, and I can't find the stick, 10. At the 48, Titans in danger again of turning it over in a bad place. Jackson, straight back, pump fake, steps up, fires on the run, out of play, over the head of Zach Evans, who, if Jordan had had time, had a look. But it'll be a stop for Shaw, and they'll take over at the 48 with 5:12 to go in the half. Shaw looking for the tying score, Tom.
I don't even know. I'm kind of speechless with this offense tonight.
Yeah.
Unlike,
you pointed it out early on. There's no emotion on that field at all. It's like, what's the show, The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing, and it's not anybody's fault. But football's a game of emotion. McDowell in now on the nose. Hollowell calls it out. Give straight ahead, making a move and getting something where nothing was there, getting 8 yards, is Jaden Williams. Number 2. He's been the guy that's been the problem all night. He had the long pass that fumbled on the 5, and then got the 20-yarder on the bubble screen to score. 8 yards right there on the handoff. He is a senior, so he's kind of a feature back tonight. Motion again. Going to set in the backfield. Quarterback keeper. That was almost the zone read.
Yeah, exactly what I thought it was going to be there.
The 36-yard line and a first down.
You're looking at their feature back, and the quarterback is a counterman.
Yeah. He just faked it, pulled it, and ran it. 1st and 10, Shaw at the 36. 4.5 to go in the half. All kinds of receivers to the short side. Now the motion, the jet sweep. Bowing it back, getting the corner. Cam Davis comes up, makes a hit, pushes him out of bounds right around the 30. They're going to give him the 29. So another good gain on first down of 7 yards. I guess we could say it's a short 7 with the stick over there.
Sooner or later, someone's going to catch on to that.
Yeah. Rain really coming down now. I don't know if that is influencing things. Straight ahead give. That looks like Kelvin Torres waiting for some buddies. Gets him behind the 30. So a short loss. It's going to be 3rd and about 4.
The difference between this year and last year in the rain is at Shaw is kind of a mud pit.
Yes.
After 9 games on there.
On the grass.
Yes.
As it would have been here after last week's game in the rain. Straight ahead, Hollowell. He's going to fall forward and be close to the first down. The official on the near side signals 4th down. 4th and half a yard, or 4th and short. Now they've changed it to 3rd. It's. I don't know what just happened.
He didn't have it.
Must have been a quick snap.
Yes.
And I truthfully didn't think they were set. They signal first down. I was looking at the gyrations of the man on the box. And give him the first down to the 30, or the 26. 1st and 10 for Shaw. Here it is again, and it's just straight ahead and hit short and falling forward. And Hollowell is 6'2". So when he falls forward, that's 2 yards. And he picked it up. 1st and 10, Cardinal. Looking for that tying or go-ahead score. Davis in the backfield now with Hollowell. Toss sweep to the short side. Gets outside the backer, falls to the turf at about the 22. Nice block on Jalen Cheers, the outside linebacker. Kept the contain and allowed him to get the corner. And then the slick turf, I'm going to guess.
Yeah, when you can hook the contain man, you always got the corner.
You just run the corner deep, and there's nobody left when you've got 3 receivers to the other side. Now they put 3 players on the left side of this thing and fake the toss, and Hollowell comes back straight ahead inside the 20 to the 18. Now I'm totally confused by the box. It's 3rd down now, I believe. As they ran 2 plays, it's 3rd and 2 at the 17.
They took Cheers out. I don't know who they have as outside linebacker now.
I cannot tell. Straight ahead, the give. 1st down and more inside the 5. And that is Worship. And that was, the quarterback is down. Hollowell has gotten up, taken a couple steps, gone down, gotten back up, and is limping off.
Yeah, he got hit, I think, maybe by Torres.
I think it's a lower extremity thing. I could be mistaken. So that changes things drastically when you have to change the man taking the snaps down at the goal line. It's 1st and goal at the 2. There's a minute 34, and the clock is running. Now, both teams with 2 timeouts, so we're not in danger of that. Shaw looking to tie, I formation. The quarterback is Sincere Sowell, number 3. Turn, fumble, and no signal, so I'm going to guess that somebody fell on it, and who fell on it but was Worship. Timeout Shaw, and that's as much as anything to get their quarterback back in, because whatever was wrong with Hollowell, he just sprinted up and put the helmet on. So the situation is 2nd and goal from the 6. 12-6 Lorain. Lorain scored first on a 2-yard pass to Tyshawn Lighty. Shaw came back and scored 10 seconds in on the first play of the 2nd quarter on a 20-yard pass to Jaden Williams.
We had to roll around and spin around and
it
just
was
got the ball
close
over the
to a
goal line.
fumble, and there was some discussion about it, and it cost the Titans on the kickoff. They were assessed an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Kickoff went into the end zone. Lorain started on the 20, and 13 seconds after that, Tyshawn Lighty was in the end zone on a slant and go. And that's where we are.
Yeah.
Nobody's made a conversion here. 12-6. Shaw looking for the equalizer or go ahead. They will get the ball coming out. Now, following the timeout, they even look to the sideline. Single receiver to the left and short side. He's got a slot back there who comes back in the backfield. Now that's Sowell. Bad snap, ball on the ground again. Hollowell bends over, picks it up, breaks a tackle, and he's going to score, I think. Nope. Just
about
short.
The 1 or 1 foot line, I guess that is probably.
Just short.
Well, I thought he was stopped for about a 5-yard loss.
If he got the ball back, because he was able to bend over and pick up the ball. So making something out of nothing is how you win football games. And with 40 seconds to go, it's 3rd and goal at the 1, inside the 1. Hollowell alone. Now Davis joins him. That's Davis. Hits the pile, goes nowhere. That's going to make it 4th and 1 with 25 seconds to go and the clock running. Shaw quickly bringing some players out. It's 15 seconds, and they haven't spotted the ball yet. Okay, they finally put the ball down. We're under 10 seconds. Shaw has to call timeout with 6 seconds to go because they hadn't got the play in yet. So, you know, Tom, this is the 3rd game this season that we have ended the half on the goal line. We stopped Euclid on the last play of the half. They ran a quarterback sneak from this spot and couldn't get it in.
Do you remember that?
And then at 23-19, we stopped Cleveland Heights on the last play of the first half inside the 5. So here it is, 3 times in 10 games. Who believes that? But if there's value for experience, we've been here.
And it's a lot of momentum going into the locker room.
And,
I mean, this is a big play in this game.
The other piece of that is that you always hate to give up the last score and have the team get it back so that they can score twice without you having a chance with it. And that's what the situation is here. If Shaw gets this in, they get the ball back, they don't have to kick off. It's halftime.
Right. Can the ball get any closer to the goal line? I'd like to see if we had one of our camera people zoom in there.
4th and when they're in the eye. He's down. Titans hold. Coming out of the pile with the ball is number 3, Nate Melendez. But the official on the near side adamantly signaled down, and it was a loss.
Yes, yes. Now, you mentioned 3 times a charm.
Yep. So, the good news is we got the stop, and there's 2 seconds left in the half. The bad news is we should have been a lot more excited about that than we were.
Now, the question is, it's hard to go into that victory formation because you still got to go forward or there's a safety.
Backwards, yeah. So you've got to go under center and at least hit a gap.
Yes.
Which isn't a given timeout, Lorain. And why not? Use it or lose it.
Yeah.
2 seconds left. 1st and 99 for the Titans. Jordan Jackson talks to the official, and Dalen Dower's still out there. Tarpley out, Torres in for the last play of the half. I think that's as much as anything about the comfort of Alzir, as Tarpley and Alzir both play guards, and when they're in, Alzir's been the right guard for 2 years. But when Jace comes in, he moves out to tackle.
Okay.
And I think Torres gives him the tackle and allows Alzir to go back inside. And that's, for what it's worth. I don't know that.
They kind of worked that out amongst themselves probably a little bit.
Yeah.
What you guys sing at golf?
You got to move the ball forward.
Are you a riverboat gambler, Tom? Zach Evans is split. Look who's the tight end is on the near side. Okay, now he bounces away. Tyshawn Lighty is in there.
Yeah.
Jackson is under center and just pushes ahead out to about the 4. That'll do it. Win, lose, draw.
Yeah.
It's the half. We've played 2 at the George. Titans on top, 12-6. Back with the Lorain High halftime band show after this timeout.
Ian Ralston was a combat medic who was injured in Iraq. When I met Ian, I knew we had to help him get his housing grant, an auto grant, and every benefit to live as normal a life as possible. And we did.
PVA has helped hundreds of thousands of veterans get the care and benefits they've earned.
My name is Jason Stevenson, and I work for Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Paralyzed Veterans of America, changing lives, building futures.
Our little superhero looks pretty happy.
Yes, he does. I've been teaching him that eating healthy will make him grow up strong. It's so important that we both encourage him to eat healthy and exercise regularly, and that we live that way in front of him. You know, it's never too early to start.
I wish I'd eaten healthier when I was his age.
Yeah, maybe if you had, you would have developed some special powers also.
92% of kids and teens have a poor diet, but you can change that. Teach your kids the importance of healthy eating in a language they can understand.
Back here at George Daniel, and thank you again for a great football season from the Lorain High Marching Titans under the direction of Mr. Tim Civic. Always a good time and a good show, and they didn't disappoint at all this year. Teams are back on the field. It's 12-6 Lorain. Halftime stats are about equal. 208 total yards for Lorain, 86 on the ground, 122 in the air. Dalen Dower kind of stymied, 6 carries for 37 yards. And for Shaw, 132 on the ground, 57 in the air for 189 yards, so relatively even. The big stat, 3 turnovers for the Shaw Cardinals, and Titans stopped them 4 times inside the 5 on the last possession. Now, Lorain was late getting out of the locker room, and I have no idea what to read into that. Now, this is interesting because Isaiah McDowell now has the ball in the middle of the field, so I almost expect an onside kick here. Shaw's deep pooch kick bounces along, picked up by one of the up man, and he breaks a tackle, takes it to the far side. There's a flag way behind it. Devontae Jackson runs them out of bounds. That was Tamel Jackson, a senior wide receiver.
That's where it took some discipline to stay in your lanes. And
Right.
the last
And
person
that was-
over there had contained, and he did his job, forced him out of bounds.
Now there's a flag on the 41-yard line. I'm assuming it's an illegal block of some sort from where it came from. And when you reverse field like that, that typically happens. They're going to mark it back from the 41 back to the 31. You know what seems to me has disappeared from football at all levels? When's the last time you saw a clipping penalty?
It's all illegal.
It's all illegal block. Well, I don't know what a clip looks like anymore.
Well, I think
one thing that happened in the rain of halftime, it allowed the down marker to grow, Tom.
Now we can read it again.
It's full size again. And I don't see any tape around it, so it must be a stand-in. Snap back, Hollowell looks to throws the out. Here's got a man all alone on the 35. Fumble on the play, picked up by Tyshawn Lighty.
He'll go all the way.
Guess where Tyshawn Lighty, he's out of bounds. Malik McCall just did a somersault looking at the official.
It must have been because Mac woke up the ref said good call.
Yeah, you're right. I heard that too. Somebody behind me said he must have been out of bounds because Dave McFarland looked at the official and said good call. And certainly they had a much better look at it than we did. We'll have to look at this again to see who caused the fumble. The receiver was Sam Thomas, 22, and he was given all kinds of cushion. Now the Titans have the ball at the 43.
So there's that 4th turnover.
That's
going to
4
be
turnovers. Titans have scored once off of 4 turnovers. Jackson has McDowell on the near side, Dower on the far side. Twins to the top. Straight ahead, Dalen Dower cuts in the hole, gets hit from behind, going to fall forward for about a yard. Jacob Addis, the freshman center, is over the ball. He's got seniors on either side of him. Yusuf Alzir and Arthur Lucas, the 2 guards. Kelvin Torres is the right tackle. And the far side is Darian Sideshow Bob Martinez. So 4 seniors on the offensive line. Zach Evans, a senior, out here to the near side. McDowell, a senior, in the backfield. And also Kyrio Edwards split far to the far side. Jackson follows McDowell as there was a botched handoff. Somebody went the wrong way. And Jordan Jackson did not panic. and is close.
Follow the man through the hole, because that's where the blocking's
And you know what? If I'm back there in the backfield and something happens, I'm going to run behind Isaiah McDowell. That's always a good idea, because I know that he's going to hit somebody. It's going to be 3rd and short, and you'll see he just follows Isaiah, and Isaiah goes and blows up a linebacker. It's under center, Jordan Jackson I formation. Shaw crowding the line. Straight ahead, McDowell. He got pushed back. He didn't make it. Be interesting, when they finally blow the whistle, he's 4 yards behind where he was.
Well, I've seen 2 officials had different ideas of where the ball was to be placed.
It's no gain is what it is. Interesting, because with the formation that we have, you would almost think that Dalen Dower could jog to the corner. Zach Evans.
Sweep right.
That's what I would be looking at. Sweep left, okay. He's got the corner. He's going to have the first down. He cuts it up. He's going to inside the 15 down to about the 12. And that's what that's what I saw. And some guys have track speed. Dalen Dower has football speed.
Right.
And when he turned that corner, he really turned it on down to the 11. As we said, he had 37 yards in the first half. Give him a 22 there.
I can see Evans on the post. They can't stop it.
Right. Straight ahead instead to Dower. Dower falls forward inside the 10. Looks like they mark him right at the 10. Not much there. Gain of 1, 2nd and 10, or 2nd and 9. Sticking with the I formation this possession. Now Zach comes in at tight end. Look at how much territory there is out here. If it was grass, you could feed a herd. Of course, that leaves the linebacker out there with nobody outside of him to hook him. And that is Sowell, who is a football athlete as well. Turn, toss to the short side instead. Dower cuts it up. Down to about the 7, it looks like. Knocked out of bounds. The official on the far side, or on the near side, runs across. It looks like he's at about the 8. He ran across because he had the dry football. There's Coach Huff down there drying the...
Doing a great job of doing it, too.
Thankless job on a night like tonight. And it's not raining any longer. But...
it's still cold and misty.
Plastic grass holds water just like regular grass does. So 3rd down and 6 from the 7. Jackson looking things over, taking his time. There's the official's arm. Straight ahead, Dower again bounces it inside the 5 down to about the 4. It's going to be 4th down. I know what we'd be clamoring for if Mark. It is raining again now. You can see it in the close-up look down there. Must be just a mist because it's not showing up in the lights.
Timeout.
Timeout. Titans, and it's miserable enough out there that most of our crowd has dissipated one way or another.
But this is the hardest play to call right here when you're on the 4-yard line and they're crowding the box. You don't have an outside one. I liked it when Zach was spread out a little bit further. Yeah, tight end, it's going to have to be a little pop pass to him.
Well, you don't have to get it all. It looks to me like you have to get about 2.5 yards to get a first down. It looks like you can be between the first down is between the 1 and the 2. And it looks like we're spotted at about the 4. So the Shaw defense is back. Now, what Shaw defense? This is they play very similar to the style that John Rossitano's Titans played all last year. We're going to make you play in a way that you didn't want to play. We're going to pressure you, and they're pressuring you in the box. So both teams back out. Jackson under center. Evans is in at tight end. Twins to the far side. Going to make passing the ball tough. Turn. He wants to throw. He throws. Zach Evans. Touchdown, Titans. Yeah. Zach Evans in the house from 4 yards. And, you know, there was a, you know, moving him in gave you that.
Yeah. That's his third touchdown pass. Good game for Jackson in terms of touchdowns.
And, well, he was 6 of 10 in the first half. So a little bit better than 50%. And this is just as open as Denny's. Zach looked down at the soccer line and, you know, I'm sure there was an oh my gosh moment. So nobody's made a conversion yet. Wild Titan has Lighty calling signals. Jordan Jackson in the slot to the near side. Leads me to believe it's going to go to the far side. Now, Lighty dropped the snap, has to come back. Jackson looking for a block, and Lighty down inside the 5.
Still no conversions.
None. 18 for the Titans, 6 for Shaw, and not just no conversions, Tom, some of the ugliest plays you've seen. I mean, Lorain is probably minus 35 on the 3 conversion attempts altogether, and Shaw tried to kick the extra point, and there were guys lined up to block it.
That's, I think, Lighty's probably second or third mishandling of a snap, and I don't know if the snaps are bad.
I don't think they are. I just don't. I don't think they're getting hands ready in time, and the quickness of the snap is what seems to be getting on him a little bit much. Both he and Dalen have had the problem, and Jordan has mishandled some up high. Not over his head high.
No, but
face
higher.
High.
Yeah.
Where if it goes through your hands, you don't have your body to knock it down.
Do you think McDowell's
McDowell is split the middle now?
Just so he's doing some engineering. This hash didn't
This is
work.
interpolation for those of you that didn't take advanced math. He's gone from the hash mark to the middle of the field. Now he's in the middle. And he bounces it along, and it's just downed at the 46. And it takes a lot of mystery out of it anyhow. Number 82. Oh, boy, I was hoping he would. Lukman Latit, a sophomore wide receiver, downed the ball. Luqman. I hope I am not mispronouncing that. Be a great Scrabble word because you don't have to have QU. So Shaw huddles at the 46. It's 7:25 to go third quarter. Titans following the 4th turnover converted into points, and it's 18-6. Hollowell up under center. T formation in the backfield.
Lorain jumped into that 4-man defensive line.
That's because of the tight end, I think. That's number 3, Sowell, and he crosses the 50. That was Devin Zarinsky up from his safety spot to finish him off, but he got 5, 2nd and 5. Titans need a stop and need to get a couple in a row and take some of the mystery out of this and some of the wind out of the Shaw sails. Shaw's had a history of playing Lorain tight, and that's exactly what they're doing again tonight.
Their running backs aren't the biggest, but they're quick, they're a little athletic, and they get,
There's a hobbled defender down on one knee, and it looks like it is Cairo Smith. Isaiah McDowell, jack of all trades, into the middle. Cairo doing the sock hop. You can tell he's feeling a little bit better as he gets nearer the sidelines. So hopefully it's a cramp. McDowell in the middle. 1st and 10, Shaw. Under center again, shifting the T. And handoff is Worship. Worship inside the 40 for about 4 yards. 6.5 minutes to go.
And Torres came from his down man position, had his first hit on him.
Now they are running with a tight end, which is what
Yeah.
The Titans the last couple weeks have jumped into that four-man line. Torres goes down next to Weatherspoon. All four with a hand on the ground. And here comes McDowell, who shot the gap and had the first hit. And that's just great running by the back. That is Sincere Sowell. And, I mean, he just dug in.
That was a don't say die because he was facing dead up. And
yep,
the only thing he was touching was his feet.
So it's going to be third and about 3. Whitey in now at safety. He's more the pass guy than Zarinsky.
Yeah, he comes over for covering those slots.
Yeah. Now motion as they switch out of the double wing. And ball on the ground. Hollowell picks it up. Evans picks up Hollowell.
I think
ball
the ball
back
on the ground
on the ground.
I think the first point was a Shaw point.
We do
north.
have it. Turnover number 5.
Yeah.
And I think Nate Melendez might have been on top of that one. Number 3. Credit, we'll see it here again. Credit Zach Evans with another turnover caused as he came up and got Hollowell, and he pulled that one loose with his left hand. And then as we see them go to the ground, I'm going to give it to Jalen Cheers, 33, who came in late.
He's the offensive coordinator. He's out there in the field just walking off right now to your left.
So Titans are 1st and 10 at the 47 with 5:22 to go. They got turnovers on each of Shaw's first 2 possessions of the half, Tom. And let's see if they can capitalize. I formation. Jordan tossed to Dalen Dower. Dower tries to outrun, uses the stiff arm effectively, across the 50, 45, hurdles down to the 40. Now, I think they may call him for this.
For hurling?
Yeah. I think this is going to be a personal foul on the offense. It looked like a Bruce Lee move.
What did he do? Did he kick somebody in the hurdle?
He didn't clear over. I don't think he kicked anyone. Now, his foot might have hit somebody. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Lorain is the call. Now, that would imply that it's a dead ball. So I don't understand. So now they're going over from the end of the run, which would have been a first down at the 42. They're going to march it backwards 15, which is going to take it back to the 43 on the Lorain side of the ball. I have no idea. We're going to see the signal's going to be unsportsmanlike, or was unsportsmanlike conduct. And Brian Joyner down there talking to the sideline official who threw the flag, trying to find out what's what. Dave McFarland is as far out on a football field as I've ever seen him without a timeout. He was out to the numbers. Now, he's right about this. They made the first down, so now since it was a dead ball, you move the chains back. So it's a loss of 4 and a 1st and 10.
Yeah.
Because he gained 11, lost 15, so minus 4 there, but 1st and 10. Not 1st and 14. McDowell and Dower in the backfield. Whitey over here with Evans. Jackson in trouble. Down goes Jackson at about the 35. That was just a jailbreak.
Yeah.
Tom, it looked like they rushed 6.
And it was a deep pass because
he was looking for Cario Edwards, who was all alone on the left side of the formation and had 2/3 of the field to work with and just didn't have a chance. But as we said, Shaw's crowding the ball, daring you to do that. 4 down linemen, and then they've got 4 linebackers, all within 3 yards of the ball right now. 2 cornerbacks and a single safety. Snap back, Jackson rolls. Jackson wants a screen. Jackson's in trouble, throws it down, out of bounds, knocked away from Zach Evans. Thank goodness no one's paying attention, because down there, even with Zach Evans, was Darian Martinez. Which is fine if you throw the ball behind the line like that was supposed to be.
Yeah, the screen didn't materialize.
So, and Jordan, again, just throwing it away. Past, intended for the incompletion, which is what he got. 4:20 to go, 3rd and 18. Here comes the blitz, it looked like. Now they back out of that. Jackson, far side, up at the stick, knocked away. That was Lighty went up. Defensively, number 6, Keyshawn Lee, went up with him, knocked it away. And that might be Melvin Pitts, number 8, rather than 6. So the Titans will punt. Devontae Jackson will punt. Ball spotted at the 35.
Now, his last punt wasn't too deep, so I think
we were in about the same field position and the same situation. 4th and a mile. In fact, we took a delay a game to make it 4th and a mile and 5. Now Martinez comes in. Out comes McCall. We had the same issue. Snapback is perfect. Jackson gets it away. It's a floater, not very long. Going to hit it to 45, bounce straight up, and then Isaiah McDowell taps it.
He's a heady player.
That was smart. It had some backspin, and he just reached out and smacked it.
Yeah, he was waiting to see which way it was going to go. If it was going to go, if he was going to go south, he let it roll. If he was going to go north, he knocked it away.
So now they're going to spot him at the 45. There's the round-off error. 1st and 10 at the 45 for Shaw. That's about where we started with the ball. After all that confusion, there was the 11-yard gain and the 15-yard penalty and then the sack, and that's eventually it's almost like no harm, no foul. 4:03 to go, 3rd quarter. Hollowell rolling. He's got Della Pola after him. Dominic Della Pola, good angle and slowed him down and let Melendez and McDowell join in the fun.
Yeah, he just chased him until he ran into some teammates.
Yeah, had a hand on the jersey. Certainly took the pass out of the play. And he's over the ball right now. He's split time with Weatherspoon. Hollowell with Worship in the background, in the backfield rather. Bubble screen out this way. Nice moving into the open field is Sowell and down to the 30. And we haven't taken a good angle on one of those bubble screens all night.
No.
And we're given such a cushion that they're getting a running start. Stack formation on each side now. Worship in the backfield with Hollowell. There's the give straight ahead. Makes a cut and going to have about 5. Make it 4. Jalen Cheers in there along with Isaiah McDowell. Now there's a whistle. Somebody's slow getting up. Let's see what. It was Kelvin Torres on the bottom of things. He's up and start the clock. 18 to 6. 4 touchdowns, no conversions. Hollowell wants to throw, rolling, now drops back as he's being chased by Melendez, gets the corner, makes a great move down inside the 10, down inside the 5.
He may score.
He might have. Down to the 1.
You know, I hate to be negative, but I think there's just some bad tackling going
on. Well, you can't play football without emotion.
Yeah.
And this is, like I said, in the first half, this is like watching The Walking Dead. I mean, he is in trouble from the moment this play starts. He makes a nice move there, and there's just nobody in the area. And then Manning goes in with a shoulder, not a wrap, and he bounces off that. And then the handoff here, and stopped again inside the 1. This, let's hope it's deja vu all over again, as Yogi Berra said. That was Worship. He's saying I stuck it over the line, and the official to the near side said, no, you didn't. 2 minutes to go, third quarter, 18-6, and it's second and goal inside the 1. Oh, motion in the backfield was not called, and Hollowell takes it straight ahead for the score. Just before the ball snapped, Worship went from a 2-point stance to a 4-point stance.
Which is a penalty.
That's a backfield in motion. Now, are they calling it? They're talking it over.
And they put the ball on the 3.
They put the ball down for the extra point, so that makes it 18-12. Shaw will go for 2. Minute 53 to go. And he tosses it into the end zone where it's picked off by Tyshawn Lighty. Tackled immediately.
No credit for an interception. That's just
right.
a no play.
And still no conversions. So it's 18-12. Not the war, not the overture, but the score. And a minute 53 to go in the third quarter. And the Titans are going to get the ball the conventional way via the kick if all things work out. As each of the first 2 Shaw possessions of the quarter has resulted in a turnover. Titans without their regular kicker, Mark Rodriguez, which is why you've seen what you've seen out of them. The JV kicker, Tyler Costco, number 18, is in uniform. He is a freshman and available, but I don't think that Coach... he kicked for the JVs. So now this is 16, Martin Romero, a sophomore. He's got it teed up. He tried the first kick for Shaw, and through no fault of his own, it was blocked. The Titans are lined up at the 50. They better be aware of everything. His first kick was short, and his second kick was from the 45 and rolled into the end zone. This is back to the conventional distance. Bouncing it along, covered right at the 40 flag. Shaw was offsides. Matt Weatherspoon down on the ball wisely.
You take the penalty or make them kick it again?
Well, nobody's done that to us.
It's just like, okay,
stay out there. He's going to make him kick it again. So Coach McFarland signals, let's do it again.
And I would move Lighty and Dower up a little bit.
At least one of them. And probably I would move the one on the far side up since he is a right-footed kicker. This is always one of the 3 options you have. You can, on a penalty on a kick, you can take the ball where if it goes out of bounds, where it went out at the 35, or make them re-kick, and the Titans are going to force them to re-kick. Nobody last year made Lorain do that until the playoff game against Whitmer.
Yes.
Romero, take 2, boots it away. Tyshawn Lighty at the 20, tiptoes ahead 30, 35, found a little crease out at about the 38. Now, if they round off, it'll be the 40. Minute 46 to go, third quarter. Titans lead cut to 18-12. Well, they spot him at the 39. So they did round up a little bit.
Split the difference. Because now you need a drive that maybe consumes some clock.
And you need some points.
End up with a score. Get some confidence.
So now we've got McDowell. Split out on the flank. 4 receivers to the far side. Zach Evans is the tight end, and I'm going to guess they're going to try and throw it to him. Jackson has Lighty. Now there's a whistle. Timeout, Lorain. Something didn't look. That wasn't Zach Evans on the end of the line. Excuse me.
No, yeah, they were end over.
Yeah, that was Alzir. I think we had too many men on the line on the far side for the play called. I know Isaiah McDowell looked to be on the line. The outside receiver looked to be on the line, and Zach Evans was over there at tight end.
Yeah.
So let's try it again. It was Yusuf Alzir on this side. Tarpley is back in at guard, and Alzir
That's the
moves
same
to
formation.
tackle. But now they're all off the line.
Maybe adjusted better, though.
Now Evans is the tight end. There are 5 receivers.
But Evans is not a
and that's Dower. Pitches it to Lighty. Spinning, makes a move. Another
Still
spin
running.
move across the 50. I think that's the B and the right. and there was a player down on the turf kicking his feet for Shaw back at about the 35-yard line. Those are some video game moves. Now Tarpley comes out. Torres back in at tackle on the near side. This is the same formation, and they're all to the short side of the field. Is Dower going to take this? Nope, that's Lighty taking the snap. Fakes and gets snowed under at the 50. And I understand the idea. Now Jackson will come in, 2nd and 12 at the 50. Tom, this is the things you do when when you're not playing for anything. And you got to keep guys interested in practices and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe.
And sometimes it sends the wrong message.
Yeah.
We're going to do this fun stuff because this game doesn't mean as much. 50 seconds to go, third quarter. Jackson talking to McDowell and Dower in the backfield. He's got Lighty out here inside of Evans. Up top, Cario Edwards. Snap, toss. Dower looks to go behind McDowell and now cuts it back. Finds something, gets the loss back, and maybe one more. Gain of 3 to the 47. In its own way, that was a heck of a run because there was nothing at the point
here.
of attack.
Yeah.
That is probably the last play of the third quarter. Clock's at 10 seconds and running.
I think they're just going to let it run out, don't you think?
I would think so. 5 seconds. Yeah, and that's going to do it. We've played 3 at the George, each team with a score in the third quarter. And Lorain leads 18-12. Back with the fourth after this timeout.
Listen to me. I have 30 seconds.
What did you about me?
About being a kid with a disability.
I am a joker.
I am a songwriter. And I'm here to learn. I am a girl who likes math and science. I am Coach B. Manipulated.
Hey, I'm speaking up.
And I am not.
And I'm not.
And I am not going to be bullied. Got it?
Back here at George Daniel, 3rd and 9 for the Titans as we start the fourth quarter. They are at the 47, and the Titans used a turnover to score the first time they got the ball in the third quarter. Since then, it's been not much doing for the offense. Jackson, snap back. There's all kinds of motion. Offsides Shaw, okay. There was all kinds of movement in the line, and it was just a matter of who made who move.
Now, I seen Evans and Lighty were both going deep on the left side. One of them was going to curl back. So it's a well-designed play. If
it was the hook and ladder.
Nah, they were both too deep, I think.
Okay. So the mark-off takes it inside the 45 to the 42. 3rd and 4 instead of 3rd and 9. Makes it a little bit easier. There was motion on both sides there. I saw one of the linemen on the far side move, but it must have been in reaction too. Jackson, there's the quick pitch out to Cario Edwards. Nice grab by
catch.
Cario down to the 36 for the first down. So the clock stopped with 11:54 to go as the first play of the third quarter results in a first down for the Titans. Nice grab by Cario. senior has contributed a lot to the Titans this year. He was the first captain that Dave McFarland named this season for his hard work in the weight room, and it's carried on through the year. Whistle, offside, Shaw.
Are they lining up offside?
I think it's one of the linebackers.
Oh, jumping in and out of the line like that?
Darian Martinez shows his approval with the hand clap. You know, the shotgun, I'm sure, goes on a silent count.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to time up Addison Jackson. And I think early on in this game, it's what was causing some of our bad catches.
Possibly, yes.
Was bad timing. And now Shaw's trying to jump it, and they've had problems. 1st and 5 for Lorain. Jackson straight back. Wants the Simoleon deep in the end zone. Zach Evans off a defender in the house. That was the catch of the year right there, Tom.
Right in between two people like that.
I think it was hit. That was a nice throw by Jordan Jackson. And we'll see it again here, but I think that the safety coming over got a hand on this ball. Great concentration from Zach. And maybe he didn't, but Zach Evans sure, saw it through some arms. 35 yards, Jackson to Evans. And that's his second touchdown. And Jordan Jackson's 4th touchdown pass. Now here's something we haven't had, 24-12, all 6s. Straight back, corner fade, Lighty pushes off and then incomplete. You know, I think in a meaningful game, and I'm not trying to second guess here, you wouldn't throw a fade to your shortest receiver.
No, he can. I mean, he's an athlete. He can jump. Yeah.
But that'd be more the pattern for Zach Evans that you would expect Tyshawn maybe to go down and make contact and bust a post. So Titans back up 12 again. They were up 18-6 after their first drive of the third quarter. Shaw came back to 18-12 in the first drive of the fourth quarter, gets their 12-point lead back. He's splitting the difference yet again. Now he's going back to the hash mark. Isaiah McDowell. Can we call him a work in progress?
No.
I mean, this is the last quarter of his senior year. He's got it teed up. Spins it downfield, takes a skid and hits a receiver and sticks. That's Sewell. Breaks a tackle. Melendez hit him along with the kicker. Oh, no, that's Kelvin Torres, excuse me. Malik McCall trying to get some people up, coming out onto the field.
Kind of happy, kind of
10:53 to go. Titans by 12. Shaw with good field position at the 44. Sophomore quarterback Tyon Hollowell. 6'2" and 180. In the backfield with him is Deshaun Davis, senior running back. This one comes out to Williams, who's in the clear yet again. Manning pulls him down inside the 35 at the 32, but quickly for 24 yards. Williams down and 1st and 10 Shaw. That took 8 seconds as they wind the clock after the move the sticks. 3 receivers to the far side now. Davis behind Hollowell and offset. Toss sweep. I was going to say, that's the play they've run from this formation. He ran through Witherspoon in the backfield, and that Davis is 6'1", 220. Weatherspoon is 5'8" and 165. He'd tell you he should have made the play. You know, he wanted to. 2nd and 6 is the situation now. Quickly, Shaw in business, clock going under 10 minutes. And this has just been an uneasy game from the kickoff. Hollowell rolling, cutting it up. On the Browns logo and down. Here's my trivia question for tonight, Tom.
Go ahead.
Did you know that the Shaw Cardinals home stadium is the original home of professional football in Cleveland?
Cleveland,
Cleveland
played there.
Rams.
Uh-huh.
There.
I heard that a long time ago.
And there was an upper deck to it then.
I didn't know that part of it.
So it's 3rd and 1. Cleveland Rams, of course, moving to L.A. and then to St. Louis and then back to L.A. And the Browns coming into existence in 46. And this field compliments of the Browns coming into existence in 2018. Hollowell in the clear, and Hollowell's going to have himself a score from the 23. And that didn't take long, less than 2 minutes for Shaw to get back within 6. And Shaw's offense is clicking right now. I don't like this one-score game because I'm not confident in our ability to stop them.
No.
They have answered everything we've done. It was 6-0, 6-6, 12-6, 18-6. We did put a couple in a row. Hollowell wants to throw, throws the bubble screen, incomplete. Somebody heard footsteps.
Just think if they would have scored right there at the end of that second quarter.
Absolutely. That was Weatherspoon. Oh, no, that's Manning on the coverage, 13, not 12. So 24-18 is the score, 9:08 to go in the game. And while we line up for the kick, all year long, Tom, we've had lots of good people behind us, and we don't have Joe Bach with us tonight, but we do have Terry Trout and Bob Schlembaker, who have been part of this all season at home, and we thank them for their time, along with Club TV 20. And Sundus Deef, Jocelyn Ramos, Eddie Santiago, Guinness White McCollum, Trinity Feliciano, Charles Thompson, and special mention goes out to Jaden Morales, who has been with Joe and I for the last 4 years when we were doing soccer games in your backyard and doing whatever's been needed. He and I have done volleyball where it's just been the two of us, and he has been Mr. TV 20 for the last couple of years, and he's going to graduate in the spring and go on to do great things, I'm sure. So thank you all to Club TV 20. Spun ahead. McDowell jumped up and caught it and then delivered a blow.
I heard that one way up here, and I got a headset
Well,
on.
not only that, he bounced off and then went back at it. So the ball is over the – here it is. He got both feet off the ground at the 45. There's the hit. He bounced back a yard and then spun off and over to the 49. I mean, that's a heck of an athletic play. You know, we have a lot of fun with Isaiah McDowell. He's a really good athlete in a small package is what he is.
And we're going to miss him next year.
Oh, absolutely. So Jackson calls him out at the 49, gives straight ahead.
There he is. No, what a fake.
Wow, that's another fake. He carries out a fake. That's Dower. But that worked so well because of the fake that McDowell, you know.
I thought he had a 10-yard run.
Try to get.
Yeah.
You know, you cover your midsection. Well, Isaiah McDowell is so compact that you can't see. Here it is. Look at that fake. A nice toss, and Dower makes a cut right now. Dalen Dower has really improved that part of his game, the sticking the foot in the ground and make an assertive move north and south. So 1st and 10 at the 39, gain of 10. Dower going to follow McDowell in the hole straight ahead. That's Leidy. Tyshawn Leidy delivering a blow down inside the 30 to the 28. Tyshawn's had a nice game tonight.
Yes, he has.
In the backfield and catching the ball. Had the first touchdown of the game. And has made some decent yards on the ground. Boom, right into Jaden Williams. That's 5'7", 160 and about 5'7", 180 coming together. 1st and 10 at the 28. That's Dower back there with McCall now. Pink Sox.
Oh, yeah.
Snap back. Isaiah's got it. Finds a crease.
Nice crease.
He's going to have 10 or more. He's down inside the 15 and down to about the 12 before.
That might be his long carry for a while anyway.
Yo.
I can't say forever, but for a while.
So they're going to mark him at the 11. And Titan, all of a sudden, Tom, I said I didn't feel like we were moving the ball consistently, and they've been ripping off some chunks. 1st and 10 in the red zone at the 11. On a big run by Isaiah McDowell of 17 yards.
And Jordan is using the clock. You can see he's waiting for the back judge to give him the 5-second mark before he takes a snap.
The only problem is putting those guys in a 3-point stance for as long as he is. Snap back, high one, McDowell. Inside the 5 to about the 4. Give him 7. 2nd and 3. I know this whole team would like to see Isaiah McDowell get into the end zone.
And so would this press box, tell you the truth. So I really would like to see that.
He's a special kid, and we're going to really miss him. I mean, all these seniors are special kids, but Isaiah's just so much fun. .650 to go. Jackson letting it all click out. There's the hand. Calls for the ball. Isaiah again, head down into the pile, probably for about a yard, maybe nothing.
Now, of course, everyone in the stadium knows they got to run that little counter with him. Now, I don't know if he's ever been the back that takes the second on the counter.
You know, last year, in the first scrimmage of the season, Isaiah McDowell scored the first touchdown. He still talks about it. That's how I know that. So it's 3rd down and a couple. I formation now. I think if they faked it to McDowell, Dower could do cartwheels into the corner. Because Shaw knows what's up. Straight ahead give. McDowell, legs churning, not going to get there. Now, getting the little guy a touchdown is one thing, but I'd like to ice this game. 5:25. Coach Killian out at the 20-yard line, relaying information to Jackson. Jackson turns around. Looked like negotiations are being held there.
Do you think the little fake to McDowell up the middle and then pitch to Dalen?
Well, I'd love to see Isaiah score, but I want a touchdown. Let him have the 2. I formation, Dower behind McDowell. As well as he carries out a fake. There's the toss sweep, no fake. Dower cuts it up on the inside, outside, and he's going to be short.
Yes, he is.
And Shaw holds on the goal line stand. 3 plays inside the 5, and the Titans get turned back. With 4:40 to go in the game.
Now, they used a lot of clock.
Well, but it's a one-play game.
Yeah.
And you know, the scenario that flashes through my head, Tom, is we haven't had a conversion all night. And now we're at a point where a touchdown and a conversion
wins the game.
Your experienced kicker is out. You haven't tried a placement all night, so. Trips to the near side. You know what would look really good right now?
A
2.
safety?
Hollowell in the end zone with Worship next to him. Hollowell hit with the ball, going to fall forward right to about the 4 or 5. Good movement by the sophomore. Middle of the Titan defense was there. McCall, Weatherspoon. Two receivers to each side now. Lighty is shadowing the running back, it looks like. Now they switch him from one side to the other. Straight back, there's the toss sweep. Hit behind the line. McDowell's got him right about the 5.
Maybe that's how McDowell's going to score if he takes him back in the end zone.
Torres was there as well.
They're pulling Manny and putting
Dower
Dower
in.
at safety.
Weatherspoon was the one that made him cut it back, and then Melendez missed. McDowell hung on, and Torres cleaned up. 3rd and 9. Timeout Shaw. This is a big play.
Yes.
And Shaw just used their first timeout. Now, if they don't make it, they've got decision time. You know, deep in their own end zone, or their own end, and they'll be snapping the ball into the end zone. You know, what do you do on 4th and 4?
The problem is the clock. You know, because
well,
Lorain is running off.
Well, and you've only got 2 times out.
Yeah.
So.
And by the time they spot the ball, set the ball into play, and that's sometimes 40 seconds.
And your punter hasn't turned the field over.
No.
I mean, I think you're in 4 down time on the clock right now. But, again, I'm not making that decision. Again, both of these teams, what's on the line is pride. So Hollowell, the sophomore, has got Worship with him in the backfield to his left. 3 receivers out here. Single receiver to the top. That's Cam Davis on him. He backs off, gives him the cushion. Flag. It's going to back him up half the distance. The ubiquitous traveling signal call for illegal procedure. It sounds so much more serious.
Ubiquitous?
Illegal procedure. No, they just moved. He wasn't proceeding. So 3:25 to go. Clock stopped on the penalty. 3rd and 11. If you got one for 9, you got one for 11. There's the out pass behind the receiver. Incomplete. Now, you've got a decision to make, and it looks like the punt team is going to come out. What the incompletion did do for you was stop the clock. Now, I don't think I would put anybody deep.
I'd put 1. I'd have to put 1.
You know what? I don't, but why? I mean, I don't want him to touch it. You can't fumble what you don't have.
That's true. But one I wouldn't do is rush hard.
Right. I don't want to rough him.
I don't want to rough him.
He is back. The punter is Elijah Smith, number 9. He is back on the end line. Now, his personal protector just came in, and that was one of the receivers, Luquan Latit. Snap bounces back. He fumbles it around, picks it up. Looks like the first scrimmage as nobody rushed. It's going to bounce out near midfield. Rolling dead, clock ticking the whole time down to 3:10, and the Titans will take over with 3:08 to go at the 49 of Shaw. And so, Tom, we lost about 15 yards,
on the roll there?
On the roll, but we also picked up 7 or 8 seconds on that roll. So it is 1st and 10 Lorain at the 49 of Shaw, right at the 50 on the roundoff.
Now, the clock won't start until the snap on this.
Right.
So
now the issue is, I mean, the Titans have to run the ball like they've run the ball on the last series. Out here, when they got down into the 5, not so good. So it's McDowell and Dower going to be back there with Jackson. Cario Edwards is going to be split to the far side. Kelvin Torres is in at offensive tackle on the far side. Zach Evans is outside of Lighty. Corners are off 5-6 yards. As Jackson barks him out, takes it, gives it to Dower. Dower tries to make whistles. Precede the snap. Lorain moved.
That's 4 seconds without it being a play.
That shouldn't have started. But so the 5 yards takes it back to the 45.
And that's going to be harder to make the first down. Right. And they have to make at least one first down if they use their timeouts.
Right. Snap back. Jackson wants to throw. Interesting. Evans with a big cushion. 50. Cuts it back inside wisely. Down inside the 45. Looks to me like they're going to mark him at the 45. He's got 10. And kept the clock running with 2:45 to go. Shaw electing not to stop it on 2nd and 5.
They're set. We got 25 seconds from now.
Okay, so that'll take it down to about 2:12. Titans milling around. Addis is over the ball. The line is set. Now they've talked it over. McDowell to the near side. Dower to the far side of Jackson. Okay, the hand went up at 18. Jackson takes it, gives it to McDowell. Straight ahead, inside the 40, down to about the 38.
Clock stops until they set the ball, right?
Timeout Shaw on the first down. The little fella rumbling along, huh?
Mm-hmm.
2:08 to go. 24-18. You know, we've said all night nothing to play for. Well, there's a big difference between 6-4 and 5-5 when you look back on it 20 years from now, fellas. Checking some of the other finals coming in the area right now. So it's 1st and 10 for Lorain. Shaw down to 1 timeout. Now each play should take roughly 40 seconds, but by the time you run the play and spot the ball. So the Titans should be right up against having enough here. McDowell cuts it in. Well, that's Dower lowers the shoulder, excuse me. He got down low, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Two
hands
on the
ball. No gain, it looks like. 2nd down and 10. They just marked the ball ready for play at 1:50. So that means the Titans will have to snap it before 1:25. So let them stand up a little bit there, Jordan. Okay, 2-point stance for Lorain. Now they settle in with the hand on the ground. Snapping the ball, 1:26 when they snapped it. McDowell looks for room.
They're trying to rip the ball off him or trying to rip his head off.
There's a whistle. Timeout Shaw.
That's their last.
1:17 to go.
3rd down.
So if this play takes 40 seconds, you've got 77 seconds left, math teacher. 77 seconds left. If we take 40 off, you've got 37 left. And that's when you snap it for the last time, assuming you don't make a first down. Okay, so theoretically, Shaw would have about 25 seconds left if we don't pick up a first down, assuming we don't throw the ball. And with Coach McFarland, nothing would surprise me as far as, he put it up in the air on the first play of the series and picked up a first down. Jackson's going to throw. Pump fake, hook and go. He's got Evans out there, overthrew him. So that stops the clock with 1:09.
I'm not a fan of that one.
Well, it would have ended the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? Faint heart never got fair, lady. That's the Dave McFarland mantra. I mean, he's going to always.
I'm
roll
more of a
the
Woody
dice.
Hayes. When
Yeah.
you throw that ball up in the air, three things can happen.
Three things can happen, and two of them are bad. And the less bad of the two just happened. Incomplete, stopped the clock with 1:09. So Shaw, if we don't get 10 yards, Shaw's going to have a minute left.
Then they're going to have to throw it again.
Yep, and they are. Steps up over the middle.
Tyshawn
Lighty
for the touchdown.
to the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm a favor of that because they had to do that. You had to do that to win. You know, because if they don't get the first down, that's a lot of time left on the clock for a team that can score at any time.
Jordan Jackson's got 5 touchdown passes, Tom.
Yes, he does.
And
2 to Evans and 3 to Lighty. You can put the freshman in to kick, or the JV.
Let's see. Well, he is a freshman. Yeah, he is out there.
18.
So, for his first varsity action, number 18, not even on the roster, Tyler Costco. His dad is a member of the grounds crew here at the stadium, and I know there's nobody more nervous in this stadium than Timmy Costco right now. He's done this every Saturday morning with the same holder. That's Ethan Nickel, the holder. Snap is high, ball down, kick away, and
blocked.
Yeah. Flag. Let's see what this is.
Lorain's walking off, but now they're milling around. So
Dave McFarland is saying, stay out there, guys. There's some taunting going on out there is what it is. Personal foul, Lorain. Well, that's not good.
what was the original penalty?
That was the original penalty.
I thought, okay.
And this one's probably more of an unsportsmanlike because it was way after the block that it came out. And, you know, and my understanding is a personal foul is during the action and an unsportsmanlike is after. Now, this could also result in somebody get the heave-ho. I don't know. So what it's going to do is take the kickoff back to the 25. Yusuf Alzir is down with his helmet off, and he's not a happy young man. And I know and respect Yusuf and the head that he's got on his shoulders. He's going to graduate with an associate's degree from early college. And he is fired up. So if he is fired up, there's a reason that he is fired up, I guess is what I'm saying. I don't know what started all that. I'll find out. I know that because Yusuf will tell me. So, the continuing adventures of Isaiah McDowell, kickoff specialist. He'll kick off from the 25.
Now, I assume he's going to kick it down to around their 40.
Well, you kick it out of bounds here, it puts it on the 50. I guess, which at this point almost doesn't matter. McDowell straight on kicking, boots it away, skids out of bounds. Now let's see if the Shaw coaching staff elects to.
Because the clock doesn't start.
Well, it was 59 seconds, and that's where we're at. Okay, now they're going to spot. They should spot this at the 50. Because we normally spot it at the 35, and 15 makes 50. The penalty is 25 yards from the placement, and that's what that is. That's correct. So there is 59 seconds left in the game that would not end. Hollowell has emptied the backfield. 3 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Snap back, looks, pump fakes. He's hit and sacked. And that is Malik McCall. And what that does is it keeps the clock running.
And no timeouts.
No times out for Shaw. And they've got a man walking at the 25-yard line. So everybody else can run, but until Jaden Williams gets back there, it doesn't matter. He just now is crossing the 50 with 30 seconds to go. I would guess same play is in order. Throws inside, knocked down by Kelvin Torres with the right hand.
That's getting to a hook zone, just where you're supposed
well,
to be
and that's
for a
but
linebacker.
he's starting there.
I didn't say he didn't cheat.
No, I mean I mean, Cairo Smith has not come back since he hobbled off, and Isaiah McDowell and Kelvin are both about 10 almost 10 yards off the ball at linebacker, as Zach Evans and Jalen Cheers. Cheers comes up now to defend the bubble screen, and still going. Running clock down to 10 seconds left.
That may be the last
and there's
play.
a flag that's going to mean it's not the last play.
One more then.
It's going to be a face mask on Lorain, which is going to give Shaw a first down. Face mask, Lorain. I didn't see whether it was 5 or 15. That tells me it's 15. So it's not going to be a thing of beauty, but game number 10 is going to go down as a win, Tom.
I'm sure it is.
And history will write that this Titan team had another winning season at 6-4. And while it's not what they hoped for all spring and summer, it is what it is, and reality is not the enemy. Hollowell steps up. Melendez has him wrapped up there. He's going to go down, and that'll do it. This one ends on a sack by McCall and Melendez to end this one and put the Titans in the books at 6-4. As also on the sack, Zach Evans, and the bottom of the pile, Matt Weatherspoon, all seniors.
Yep. We'll miss them.
On the last play of the game, and that's really the story of tonight. I mean, aside from, and let's not miss a career night by Jordan Jackson, 5 touchdown passes. Tyshawn Lighty with 3.
And some yardage on the ground, too.
Yep. Zach Evans with 2. And the Titan defense got some stops when they needed them most. I mean, as I say, it wasn't a thing of beauty. But the Titans come out on top 30-18 and end the 2018 football season at 6-4. And we're going to say goodbye to a lot of seniors, Tom. And, again, I've got some really fun, you think about little moments in the season that you remember, and one of the ones that stands out to me, it was after a disappointing loss to Clarkson, the Canadian team with all the big guys. And after Coach McFarland was done and had released the kids, Isaiah McDowell went over to the Clarkson bench. There were still some Clarkson players milling around, and he sought out the kid that was playing over him, who was about 6'6" and about 300, to shake his hand, and they talked for a minute. And observing it from a distance, I was just struck, number one, about the size disparity between the two guys. But the other thing was the mutual respect that the two guys had for each other.
And sportsmanship.
And
yeah.
I mean, not just opposing teams, different countries and everything else. And they must have stood there for 5 or 6 minutes chatting back and forth. And it was just such a neat moment to observe. that, that's one of the scenes that'll stick with me as Dalen Dower goes in for the airplane landing. All fall down, and the Titans jog off a happy bunch at 6-4, 30-18 the final tonight.
Well, one thing I think of, they lost 4 games this year, but they were in every one of those games, so there was an exciting thing. The Maple Heights game, they had that onside kick at the very end. If they would have got that ball got kicked all the way down to the 20.
Yeah.
They could have won. The Cleveland Heights game, they're still pushing to tie the score up with at the very end.
And 1-9 on fourth down.
Even Euclid, who is a 9-1 team,
playoff team, yep.
They were tied
late in the third quarter.
Late in the third quarter. So I mean, they were in every single game.
Yep. And
gave
there's
the
a
people
lot
their money's worth.
A lot of young talent on this football team, but tonight's a night for the seniors, and glad to send them out of here on a victorious note. Well, for the final time from George Daniel in 2018, for Club TV 20 members, for Joe Bach, director producer in absentia tonight, for sideline reporter Ricky Amador, also in absentia tonight. He's been under the weather for the past couple weekends. For Bob Schlenbaker and Terry Trout, and for my partner Tom Bauer, this is Jay Ferguson signing off and reminding you all it's a great time to be a Titan.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.